Assalamualaikum to Sir AISSA MOSBAH. My name is Syahidah Aqila Sabri and I'll be explaining on the Trumperners of Mexico. So the first point is universalism versus particularism. So when we talk about particularism, this is actually quite simple, and I think it has to be Mexico, because people that is particularistic, they in some circumstances they will only believe, understand and dictate about the rules that is actually happening around them. But however, the situation may change based on what's happening in the moment and who's involved. It usually happens within the people in Latin America. So I can say that it has to be Mexico. Mexico has to be a part of this. I think so. So Mexico is particularistic. Next point, the second point, which is individualism and communitarism. Individual, one, a single person. Communitarist, a group. So when we talk about individualism, these types of people, loves to work alone. They're independent, obviously, and also they believe in personal freedom and they love self-achievements. Meanwhile, communitarism, people in groups. These are people in groups. They believe that by being in groups is way better than being alone. The good thing about communitarism is actually they allow other people, which is also in the group, to partake in decision making. So they treat everyone equally. But however, based on the font Trumperners, it says that Mexico used to be communitarism, but now they have moved to being individualism instead. This is because they are influenced by the global economy and now they are moving towards more individualistic culture. So basically, in this new era of globalization, people tend to change, and from communitarists they change to individualism. So Mexico is individualistic because they want to be a part of the economics, they want to be a part of the globals, and they want to be more independent in the future as they want to partake in the workforce nowadays.
Hello sir, my name is NANTHINI MOORTHI. I'm going to explain about the third Trumperners culture dimension. It is neutral versus emotion. Mexican country, they are full of emotion. Feelings are expressed naturally and openly in Mexico. In 2009, the happiest place in the world is Mexico, and most people are ranked faith has a top value, like religious people tend to be happier than non-religious people. The other example is the Mexican people, they are always believe that God is important for them. For example, like they will say that God is everything, whatever happened is because of God's grace, it's God's will, and so on. So that's about emotion. Mexican country, they are follow diffuse culture. Diffuse means focus on building a good relationship before you focus on your work perspective. For example, Mexico has more of diffuse culture because there is not too much distraction in between private and public space. It is stated by Workman in 2008. The other example is Mexicans also always prefer face-to-face communication because they feel that it is better for them. The fifth Trumpness culture dimension is achievement versus ascription. The Mexicans, they follow ascription culture dimension. Ascription in a short sentence, I like to say that use titles especially when this clarify people's status in an organization. For example, Pez and Ramos insist that Mexicans had a feelings of inferiority that in general may be a cause of low competitive. The other example is a small group of Western project manager. He considered themselves slightly oriented toward competitive with Mexico. It is stated by Jalton in 2005. Now I'm going to talk about the next culture dimension, which is time. Under time, they are divided by two things, which is sequential and also synchronous. The Mexican culture people, they follow synchronous culture dimension. In Mexico, people usually do multiple things at same time, which means at one time. For example, the Mexico employee develop and hinder the adoption of objective performance appraisal. It is stated by Davila and also Elarida in 2007. Alright, the last culture dimension for Trumpness is the environment. Under environment, they are divided by two things, which is inner directed and also outer directed. As for the Mexico country, they follow inner directed. These pupils believe that they can control their environment to achieve their goals. And the Mexican also, the broader view of education emphasizes more concern with the role of the family and also the proper behavior of the student. The Mexican also include beyond these individual objectives such social goals and the progress and also the development. Thank you. That's it from me, sir.
Last but not least is do and don'ts of doing business in Mexico. The first point for do is make connection with others. It's common for Mexicans to rely on their own social network to get better, resolve and are very interdependent as a society. As such, they like to know and trust people before doing serious business with them. So expect this getting to know you phase to take some time before a serious business task discussion and negotiation is begin. This negotiation can begin. Second is expect a more relaxed or slow approach to tasks. Mexican can do generally work at hurried pace and many adopt the manana attitude, which means tomorrow, literally, or in general, the thing that we get done eventually, so relax for now. The third is be aware of some tendency during the meeting. Casual conversation and occasional interruption immediately within a meeting are too expected. Furthermore, it also common for Mexican to grow emotional during the meeting. But know this is normal and it is considered as convenience and of interest and passion for the subject at hand. Fourth is handle communication in person or over the phone. Mexican can highly value face-to-face communication, so use this avenue as much as possible and use communication like email for only main point reminders. However, one should expect increased formals in email writing and should mimic this in their own correspondence. Fifth is hire an interpreter and learn a little Spanish. Although many people in larger cities do speak English, it's better to have an interpreter for longer or more detailed discussion. It also considers to know some Spanish before visiting and doing business with Mexican businesses. What we can do when doing businesses in Mexico. First point is don't expect punctuality, as culture Mexican are much more relaxed about many things. Due to lack of organization and enforcement, rules are often not closely followed. This can extend to things such as meetings and transportations. Second is try not to have poor or close attitude. It's because Mexicans feel they need to trust those they work and interact with, and them not feeling that they know you or considering you to have a bad attitude could result in losing a business deal. The last is avoid overly aggressive negotiations. Don't be empathy, pushy or rude. Let things develop at their own pace. Negotiating in this manner is considered rude. Instead, focus on building a good relationship. Do not forget to start off meeting and negotiation with a small talk. That's all from us, sir. Thank you.